Workout Wednesday is focusing on childhood obesity, and many parents are frustrated, struggling to help their obese or overweight children get to a healthy weight. And sometimes parents who love their children and want the best for them actually end up bullying their kids about not exercising and eating the wrong thing. So today we have a lifeline for those parents. We have Jane Sosland, who is with the University of Kansas Medical Center, and she is here with us. And you're with the Healthy Hawks program. Tell us a little bit about that. This is the specific thing that you're talking about with those kids.
Yes, so it's a multidisciplinary clinic at KU Medical Center, and we see, so it's myself, a psychologist, and a nurse practitioner, and a dietitian. And we see families, one family at a time, and talk about their individual needs and concerns and make recommendations for them to make changes.
So let's first talk about the pressure that kids themselves who are overweight or obese that they're experiencing, and then we'll talk about what the pressure of parents adds to that.
Yeah, it's a challenging problem, and kids maybe want to make changes, maybe they don't, so there's a motivational factor that goes in, and then the parents may be on board or not. So we really try to work with everybody who lives in the home to try to be on board together. That makes the best difference.
So what mistakes have you first seen parents really doing in the best, intentions, but
Absolutely.
Mistakes?
Sure. So one of the mistakes parents make is by saying, no, don't eat that. Sometimes there's a lot of negative in the just at the table. So we talk about rearranging that environment so they can be more successful and having the parents be more positive. So when they see healthy choices, they make positive comments. If they see not so healthy of a choice, then we suggest that they not say anything at all. Because once they've already picked up that cookie, saying no, don't eat that is not going to change behavior.
What does this do to the child emotionally, long term? It's not bullying, but I guess some people think it's parenting. But when that child gets that negative,
it just really negatively affects their self-esteem, and so they feel bad, but they don't know how to change that. So the child doesn't know really how to make those changes that are impactful. And they know that what they're doing is wrong, per se, but they don't know what to do about it.
All right, so let's go over the 3 healthy tips that you sent us, which you've mentioned a little bit about it. And the first one is about what's at the home.
Right. So one of the things we talk about is setting your child up to be successful. So reducing temptations. If you have junk food in the home, it's going to be very hard to resist that, especially if you love to eat salty foods like chips or if you love sweet things. So we suggest take it out of the home. There's no bad food. There's no good food and bad food per se. But if it's there, and the parents will oftentimes complain, we have all this fruit and it goes to waste. Well, it's because there's all these other foods that are much more tempting. So
and then you
don't buy them.
Exactly. So structure the environment. Yeah. And then you mentioned applauding healthy choices and then making the choices as a family.
Right.
What advice would you just give to parents in terms of how to treat your child just on the whole, even though they're dealing with weight problems, outside of what to eat and what to exercise? Yeah. How should we treat our child?
Right. So I think one important thing is being patient, knowing that we are not going to make changes like this overnight. There's no magic bullet, we all know that, to these changes. So being patient with kids, being very positive. As a family, it's not the one particular child who has the issue, it's the whole family. So let's do more about like sitting down to dinner together without electronics at the table, without distractions, have conversations, make it a positive experience, introduce new foods, but don't make it a battle because that ends up a no-win situation.
Jane, thanks so much for coming and sharing all great advice. We have a link to Healthy Hawks on our website. Check it out. It's physician referrals, so insurance covers it. Thank you so much for being here. And we're going to connect with you as well in the future on some programs and discussions with some of the kids.
Great.
Thank you.
Very good. Thank you.